yogis. I'm Cristina, yoga therapist and lead trainer with Atmavikara. I want to share a practice with you today that is actually the gateway to all pranayama, and that is the Dirga Pranayama. So let's start as always with the translation of what Dirga actually means. And so the word Dirga refers to something long, deep, and complete. And that is the perfect description for this breath, because this is truly a long, deep, and complete breath. So why do I say that this is the gateway to all other pranayamas? Well, Dirga Pranayama, otherwise known as the three-part yogic breath, really teaches us to fill our lungs to 100% capacity, and in doing so, helps us to really cultivate a better mind-body connection because we're controlling the movement of the breath. What part of the body is moving as we breathe, and we're controlling these subtle movements throughout. So it's something we use, especially with beginners, to try to cultivate that mind-body connection and to help build and increase the capacity of the lungs. So often we're walking through our life breathing very shallow into the chest. So Dirga Pranayama helps to promote a more diaphragmatic breath where we're breathing low and deep into the belly and the rib cage. Now, there is a difference between the three-part yogic breath and a diaphragmatic breath. So let's talk about the subtle difference. The three-part yogic breath is an exaggeration of the diaphragmatic breath, meaning it's all three parts filling the lungs to 100% capacity, almost over-exaggerating the inhale and the exhale. So you'll feel, again, the three parts being first a movement of the belly, inflating, then a movement of the rib cage, widening, and finally, over-exaggerating the movement, we're lifting the chest to really fill the lungs to 100% capacity. And then on the exhalation, we're lowering the chest, then contracting and narrowing the ribs together, and finally the third part, drawing the belly in, navel to spine, and really wringing out the lungs, trying to empty them fully. So again, the difference with the diaphragmatic breath, which is how we're trying to train ourselves to breathe on a regular basis. So a diaphragmatic breath is about 2/3 of the three-part yogic breath. So as we practice Dirga Pranayama, we're trying to train ourselves to breathe diaphragmatically all the time. What does that mean? Well, again, it's 2/3 of that three-part breath. So we're training ourselves to inhale and send the breath low and deep. So rather than being shallow in the chest, we're sending it low to the belly. So a diaphragmatic breath might be a deep inhalation, expanding belly and rib cage, and on the exhale, rib cage narrows, belly draws in. This should be our breath through all of our practice, through all of our life. Unfortunately, we've probably spent the last however many years training ourselves to breathe very shallow. So use this pranayama to retrain yourself on how to breathe properly. Then you can take this knowledge, take these patterns and these new habits that you're forming and bring them into some of the more advanced pranayamas. So again, this is the gateway to all of it. So let's together, you can place your hands to your belly, and we'll just take one quick round together. So I want you to exhale through the mouth, relax, and through the nose, you're going to take a deep inhale. Feel the belly pressing into the palms of the hands. And on your exhalation, feel the belly dropping and going to the spine. Now moving to the second part, you can take the hands to the rib cage. Inhale, big Buddha belly, and keep that inhalation going, feeling the ribs pressing into the hands. On your exhale, you can feel the rib cage narrow and the belly drawing in. Finally, you can connect all three movements, maybe fingertips to collarbones and one to the belly. Inhale through the nose, big belly, widen those ribs, and sip in that last bit of air. Fill the lungs, chest lifts. Exhale, the chest falls, the ribs narrow together, and the belly pulls in and up. So here's your three-part breath. Something that you can take, I would suggest, especially for a beginner, to take it lying down on the floor. It will really help you be able to relax while you concentrate on the movement of the breath. Take this at least 5 times, building your way up to about 10 minutes of practice each day. When this becomes easy and natural for you, you'll start to notice how your breathing changes throughout your day, even in your practice on and off the mat. And that means you're ready to start to dive into some of the more intricate pranayamas, armed with this phenomenal diaphragmatic breathing. So experiment with this in your bodies and just notice how it might change the quality of the mind or the quality of your physical body. Namaste.